Hello YouTube, this is Donnie Lester for Pagan Fellowship. Um, I'm coming on with a topic today. The topic is self-protection, home protection, um, using various things. Psychic protection being one of them. This is probably going to be a pretty long video, and I might make it more part 1 or 2 or 3, depending on how much. This is a pretty important topic, so I haven't had a chance to address this topic yet. Psychic protection is one of the more important things because you cannot go through life without protecting yourself up here. Your mind is important. You gotta protect it. One of the more important things is also the protection of your home, where you live, because you cannot always keep the defenses that you have up here up and running. Because, well, let's just face it, nobody can be on their guard all the time. Um, let's see. I have a wonderful that I wrote myself. A wonderful little thing you can do. And you don't have to use the size of the bottle that I did. You can actually use larger ones. It's these little 1/8 ounce bottles of Tabasco sauce, 3 bay leaves, and you've got yourself a protection thing. The 1/8 bottles, actually, I got those from the MREs that from my time when I was in doing AT this year. The incantation for this. Oh, and if you want paper copies of this, just private message my personal site or this particular one, or just leave comments down in the comment thingy. I welcome your guys' comments for this. If there's any way I can improve the show, let me know. Unfortunately today I don't have any music. I had an incident occur where I don't no longer have all of my music left. So, the incantation that goes along with this, because the fire energy in Tabasco sauce is just really overwhelming. So you have to kind of focus in your intent and get the kind of tweak the energies a little bit for this one. So here's the spell for it. I shield you from the fire energies to keep the balance and protective power safe. Those lines allow you to basically shield the bay leaf from the scorching energies of the Tabasco sauce, the pepper in the Tabasco sauce. Let your balance and protective power pass into the balanced fire energy. Once the first set of lines has been said, the second one sets it up to where the energy of the fire, the fire energies within the Tabasco sauce, within the pepper that's in the Tabasco sauce, to be balanced. The second line allows the energy of the bay leaf, which is very powerful, by the way. The only thing more protective and more balanced is rosemary, which I didn't have any when I created this. You can actually substitute the rosemary out for this. You'd have to use, I would use 9 little uh, leaflets. I call them leaflets because they're not as big as a bay leaf. I'd use 9 little leaflets because, yes, rosemary is powerful, but because the leaf is so much smaller, and the oils in it are a little more concentrated. Yes, the oils are a little more concentrated, but the it just gives it a little bit more oomph. Continuing on. Now, this is the part of the spell. Let your balance and protective power pass into this balanced fire energy. I already said that. To protect the carrier or object in which you are placed. This allows the liquid that's in here, the water and the Tabasco sauce and the oils that have infused in once you've mixed it. This is actually just the Tabasco sauce. This isn't actually what I've made. It actually turns clear and shows just it actually causes it to combine so much that the leaves actually have little red spots on it where the Tabasco's pepper has actually combined with the leaf. This allows, if you put the liquid that occurs from the infusion together onto an object, that object absorbs, by its nature, absorbs into that object. And wow, this is a 5-minute thing already. Well, or you can just carry it. I've noticed that about 5 or so feet in a circle sphere around wherever the bottle is at is protected by the mixture. That means if you put it in your pocket or in your purse or somewhere like midsection, you're protected from head to foot. Let that object receive and forever be protected. That part of the spell is just reinforcing the natural tendency for it to absorb into an object. It kind of goes, this is where you belong. When you're poured out, this is what you need to do. Magic is all about instruction and intent. You need to tell the energies through your will and intent what you want, or it will never work. To learn more about protection and stuff like that, this book right here, Incense, Oils, and Brews by Scott Cunningham. Isn't it Scott Cunningham? Yep, Scott Cunningham. It's been a while since I cracked this book because it was so instructive to me. And you can actually, that's not the only printing of it. This is just a newer printing of it with the new pretty covers and stuff like that. But it has a numerous amount of instructions on how to make it and what plants to use, what plants to substitute if you don't have them. Like I did with this last spell, this is all stuff you can find at home. I'm very much a kitchen witch, as they'd say. I use a lot of herbs that you could buy at the store because it's just easier. Using all these fancy herbs with these really cool names and from like overseas in Asia and stuff like that, you can do that. That's your choice. And hey, if it works, right? That's what the point is. If it works, do it. Are good and all, but if you go through all that added expense to try and do that kind of stuff, you're not necessarily wasting your time, but you're making it more difficult for yourself because you're going to learn to rely on herbs and stuff that you may not have easy access to. And you're going to get to the point where if you're out one time and you really need to do something, you're going to feel lost. So you learning to use your local plant life that you can cut fresh or you can buy in the supermarkets is a better idea. Because then you get used to using things you have readily available to you. Another book you can use is this one right here. I just had to buy the replacement because my original copy that I had from a friend of mine was actually stolen. It was actually thrown away by my mother. Wicca the Complete Craft by DJ Conway. Now this one has great herb lore. It has lots of protective spells in it and stuff like that, but this one you've got to take with a grain of salt as far as the rituals and stuff in it. You got to actually sit there and study them. And there's a blessing in here that is probably going to be on part 2 because it's only got 2 minutes. And if 2 minutes is going to be a 1-page spell, 5 minutes is going to be a 1-page spell that I just did myself, that I've done that. I've made 4 or 5 bottles of this stuff before. I carried one while I was doing my duty there at the base. The house blessing that I'm going to do in the part 2 video is probably going to be the whole video. It is an awesome thing. I've done it at every place I've lived except my mother's and where I'm living at now. And that is because of respect of the owners of the home. Let's see, another thing you can do for protection. With this stuff, you can substitute with rosemary, bay leaf. You can use a combination of other herbs that are protective in themselves, but your best bet would be rosemary or bay leaf. You can use there's the green pepper sauce, you can use that too, and you don't have to stay to this size. You can go to the larger ones. In fact, the larger ones might actually protect they'll actually protect a wider area. These ones are kind of like carrying if you're a Trek fan, it'd be like carrying a personal shielding device of some kind. And by the way, the protective power, this stacks on anything else you've already got. So if you have some pretty good psychic defenses, you can actually, this will stack on top of that. And I'm getting 30 seconds left. So I will see you in the next part of this particular video series. Blessed be and have a